Hey, and welcome back to episode 2 of Greg Tech New Horizons. This episode is going to be a pretty big one. We're going to try to get as much of the Stone Age as possible done. Last episode we finished up basically the tutorial in the And So It Begins section. We got the bed, we did the bed very, very, very quickly, and we'll probably go through and complete some of these other quests eventually. These ones are just free items if I remember right, but for now, we should try to get some stuff done here. And to start with, it's going to give us a lunch bag, and the lunch bag is very, very, very good for us. It's a nice item. So, the way the lunch bag works is that inside you can hold different food types, and we have a bunch of apples, a bunch of carrots, and these both have, I've eaten a lot of these recently, so I'll put some white mushrooms in there, I guess. And then I can close the bag, or I guess you could, when it's like this, you can just open it and see the items inside, and then if you shift right click, eat what's inside, and it'll eat. I'm not sure if it's randomly, or if it's based on what you haven't eaten recently, but it'll just kind of cycle through the food inside, and it makes the spice of life so much more livable. Anyway, also, we got a quest there. Basically, we already gathered 2 stacks of gravel, so it's going to give us a basic Stone Age loot bag. So, I guess we'll take that. Boop. Give us some onion soup. Cool. We're also going to want to have more chests sooner rather than later, but we don't have to worry about that too much for now. For now, I want to worry about the fun part of this whole quest line, which is the resource gathering. We got basic processing, which is to gather 25 stone, and 128 sand. That's going to be a nightmare. At least the stone's not going to be hard at all. It's just going to be... I mean, we already got half of what we need right there, but... I guess we just wait for that to process. I can throw even more cobble in there, actually. And I guess for now, let's get a shovel over to a sand pit and start mining out some sand. Oh, hey, look, a sand pit. Alright, sweet, that is what we need, but I will probably gather a little bit more since we're going to need it anyway. Sand is going to be extremely important for building coke ovens. Alright, that's enough sand for now. Sand the gathering, and we'll take a loot bag. I know the loot bags can have some decent drops in them, but I know the loot bags later on will be much more valuable. But for now, 5 potatoes will have to suffice. And also, that should be the stone quest. Yippee! And chisels are amazing for decorating, and they're kind of hard to craft, so I'll take one of those. And we already made a mortar, so mortar and pestle, so I'll claim that quest as well since that's already done. And now it wants us to gather 128 clay, although we're going to gather more than that. We're going to gather 3 stacks instead of 2 stacks. Good news is that we're right next to this big lake, and it has a lot of clay in it by the looks of it, so it should be pretty easy to get. The bad news is that it's all underwater, and we're using normal shovels instead of excavators, so this might be a bit slower than I would have appreciated at first, but as you can see, we already got a stack, almost a stack and a half, I think, a stack and 16, so only maybe 2 more clay deposits. It turned nighttime very quickly there, holy cow. Alright, thank goodness we placed this torch. Alright, cool, that is easily enough clay for our purposes anyway. So there we go. And we should have that quest now. Yes. And we'll take the loot bag again. Boom. More soup, cool. All these items, these food items will be nice for keeping us alive for a little bit longer. Alright, the next thing on our chopping block is making some unfired clay buckets, which we're going to want to make a lot of them, but also, yeah, we're going to need to make a lot more mortar and pestles first. And let's make a bit more storage. There we go. And so we use the mortar to break down the clay into small piles of clay dust. We can combine these to make bigger clay dust piles, and then we can make 2. I would like to make more for the future, but we'll make 2 for now. 2 unfired clay buckets, which we will fire into fired clay buckets. And I believe it just needs us to make 1 for the quest. Or does it want us to make 2? Oh, nope, just 1. And I'll take some raisin cookies. Yes, please. Yummy, yummy. And the next thing on the quest book is to make paper by the looks of it. Yes. And to make that, we're going to need a stack of logs, or half a stack of logs. So we're going to need to mine those quick. And we're also going to need a lot more just for making the tinker stations, which is going to be right after getting the paper. The paper is for the tinker stations. So we're going to need to get a lot more wood just to be like preemptively ready. I won't cut down my tree there, so run over here. What I might do is, since I have waypoints, I might just run off and go find a biome that has a bunch of oak logs in it, so I can teleport there and just mine trees. Because this is turning to be really annoying to whenever I need wood. Alright, and to make paper, we need to take the logs, and we'll do exactly 32. 32, and we will grind them down into sawdust. And with the sawdust, we can combine it with water. Boom. Water there. Surrounded with sawdust, and boom, paper. Not a fun recipe by any means, but GregTech, what do you expect? Alright, these should be the last 2 buckets. So, bucket and wood pulp. Boom. And boom. Awesome, book parts. And it'll give us a blank pattern, which is great. Worth 4 paper alone. And now we get to finally start with Tinker's tools. So we need to make all of these things, which I'll bookmark them all. And this is one of the first really hard quests. Okay. It's not super difficult, but it's time consuming. That's the other thing I should mention, is that if you know GregTech really well and you have a suggestion for like how I can be more efficient or something along those lines, feel free to leave a comment, because I'll try to read them, and if it leaves good tips over what I'm doing wrong, then sure, I'll try to do better. Or at least attempt to be more efficient, because Lord knows I'm not going to be perfectly efficient, but I can try to follow along better. It's pretty cheap, thankfully. And I think that is it. No, I did something wrong. What did I do wrong? Not sure. Said something wrong there. But there we go. Part builder. The first part of the Tinker's selection. Stencil table. And last but not least, the tool station. So these are the 3 main ones. And I'm also going to make the pattern chest, I guess. It's kind of expensive, though. Alright, there we go. Pattern chest. And I also have made 2 extra chests. So we can upgrade our storage a little bit. Boom, and boom. Cool. Alright, so I think we can actually make our first tools now. Stone Age. Finished up this one. Get some more patterns. Awesome. That's less work we have to do. And it wants us to make the first tool. So, alright, let's get our inventory already. It wants us to make, okay, 3 different tools. All of these, we're gonna need 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we can just use sticks. Okay. We're short on patterns, so we're gonna have to make some more wood pulp and make some more paper. And there's 2 more of those, and that should be all I need. I think 5 is good. Alright, so the patterns that we need a pickaxe head, a shovel head, an axe head, wood binding, and I think the sticks. I don't remember if you need tool bindings for it. So pickaxe head, shovel head, axe head, tool binding, and also we're gonna do a tool rod as well, because I think we do need that. There are all these in pattern chest, and then from here we can craft them all together. So we're gonna need, start with, can I just make everything out of flint? Hold on. So let's do axe head, shovel head, axe head, and then we're also gonna want the tool bindings made out of flint. No, they cannot. Okay, so they're gonna need to be made out of wood. Wood, and then extra stick out. I'm actually not sure if it can be here. Let's try making one. So a shovel, can this just be a normal stick? Because it might just be able to be a stick. And that, oh, it can be. Cool. So we don't need to make it. We didn't need the tool rod part. Okay, so flint shovel. Then for the pickaxe, we do need a binding for this. I just realized I made 2 bindings. I didn't need to make 2 bindings, but that's just fine anyway. flint pickaxe, and boom. That should be it. Yeah, that's it. Awesome. And for this, we can take 4 blank patterns, which I'm definitely going to take. That's a full stack of logs worth, I think. And also, we now have Tinker's tools. And we don't need the flint tools anymore, so I put them away. But we have all these new actual Tinker's tools. So, what is next on the chopping block? And that's about what I expected. That means we're going to start making the coke ovens, and also if we should kill some cows as well. Are there any cows near us? See some in the distance. Yeah, we'll kill some cows real quick. But after we kill the cows, we'll be able to move on to the coke ovens, which means that we can use all that clay and gravel and sand we gathered earlier. We can use that all to make all the coke oven bricks to make the actual coke ovens, which I'll be really thankful I gathered that later. We got cow tipper, and now we're gonna need cotton. Eventually, we haven't found cotton yet, so let's hope that comes up later. But for now, we're gonna make a forming press, which I think, yeah, it's pretty dang easy. We'll take a singular blank pattern up here, take our knife, blank pattern, boom, wooden brick mold, and then we probably gather 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 3 that. And then let's see if I remember this correctly. I think it's sand across the whole bottom, the wooden form in the middle, tons of clay at the very top. Yep, and that equals the bricks. It's 3 stacks of bricks, so we're gonna make 2 more furnaces. Is that another quest? That might be another quest. There we go. It wants me to cook them all down. Okay. Now, to be clear, we're probably going to try to make multiple coke ovens, just because coke ovens are one of the more important items that you can make. One of the big... They're the first multi-block you can make, and they're very, very important, so we're going to just make a couple of them. Also, for some reason, I have haste 3 for a little while, so I guess I'll take this opportunity to clear out some of this dirt and level out the area a bit, but I think that might be from the, from eating well and then overnight. So the Spice of Life mod, I think. I don't know for sure, though. Curious. The next step is going to be just to gather more sand and more clay, because it's going to be even more important to make as many coke ovens as possible. Well, that's not true. I want to make at least 3 coke ovens, and this is enough for 1 coke oven. So maybe 1.5. So I'm going to go gather more sand and more clay. Got some more clay and sand. Boom. A lot more of that. And we can evenly spread this out throughout the smeltery. There might be enough room in there now. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, there's enough room. Barely, but there's enough room. And this might be enough for our first quest as well. Yes, it is. That means we get a bacon mushroom burger. Awesome, because I am hungry. And also, it means that we can craft our first coke oven, I think. Yes, so easily have enough for this, and that means we'll be able to finally get charcoal, which is something that I've been waiting for forever because I'm having to cut down wood to smelt all these bricks. Smelt down anything, actually. 41. That might be enough for almost 2, actually. We'll see. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then you want to leave the center empty. This is gonna be the first of many multi-blocks we're gonna build. Awesome. Okay. Now we need to get some logs. I actually have some logs. And we'll start working. Nice. Now, the way these things work is that they'll slowly produce creosote oil for us, which is a type of fuel that we can use now, and we can, like, convert it to, like, benzene later, or process it to benzene, or other things, I think. It's just very, very useful. And then there's also charcoal, which burns down from the cherry wood, so this is a very, very important thing to build early game. And late game, too, actually. Alright, and that means we have this quest done as well, which is 2 sandwiches and some coins. And now we need to wait for the charcoal to cook and get the creosote. Actually, I already knows about this. And is this helpful for us at all? No, because we don't have any jungle saplings, but regardless, we're getting pretty dang close to some actual mining, which I'm looking forward to. I did make a mistake back here where I placed down a coke oven brick wrong, and I can't actually break it now until I get a wrench, I think, or a better pickaxe. So we're gonna have to wait on that, but I'll be able to break it later, so that's good. It's not just permanent. But I do know that this episode's probably gone on for too long, so I'm gonna call it here. This is a good stopping place anyway. It's right after we made the coke ovens. That's about halfway through the Stone Age, if I had to guess. It doesn't look like it, but this first chunk takes a very long time to get through. So, next episode will be getting to mining and all the tools, so that'll be fun, and maybe we'll get into steam machines as well. So, yeah. Adios.